Stop what you're doing, because Kensington's calm just cracked. A Burberry runway is about to cut straight across Prince William and Princess Kate's private garden at Kensington Palace, and the neighbours on one of Britain's priciest streets are not having it. Think couture tents, generators, VIP convoys, and a residents' revolt gathering steam just days before showtime. Here's the picture. Perks Field, the strip of manicured lawn tucked behind Kensington Palace and counted as part of the Prince and Princess of Wales's private garden, has been earmarked for a headline Burberry show during London Fashion Week. Fashion loves a royal backdrop, but the Billionaires' Row crowd next door loves quiet even more. According to multiple reports, formal objections have landed with the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea. We're not just talking about a few testy emails, the local Residents' Association is involved, and Curveball, the High Commissioner of India, is named among the complainants. The worry list reads like any city's worst Sunday: traffic tailbacks, idling engines, noise spill, and post-show litter in a conservation area that usually whispers, never shouts. Burberry's stance. They say they've done their homework, consulted the royal household, the Crown Estate, and local residents in advance, because nobody wants a runway that turns into a PR runway away. And to be fair, Perks Field isn't new to big builds. In 2015 the brand erected a glass show pavilion there and packed it with A-listers Samuel L. Jackson, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Tiny Temper, half the British rock set, and a catwalk that trended worldwide. Before you decide this year's plan is unprecedented, remember, Perks Field has doubled as a working pad for emergency helicopters, and during the pandemic the Prince of Wales greenlit refueling on a private lawn to cut life-saving air ambulance turnaround times. Translation: this patch of grass can be glamorous on Tuesday and mission-critical on Wednesday. That emergency thread isn't random. London's air ambulance charity is close to William's heart. He flew as an air ambulance pilot for more than 2 years, and Kensington Palace has repeatedly underlined that connection. When seconds matter, Perks Field becomes a link in a life-saving chain. Which is why residents' eyes widen when they hear temporary structures. They're not just picturing phalanxes of influencers, they're picturing access blocked if a helicopter needs to drop in. Fashion Week runs on schedules, emergencies do not. Zoom out and the history is even louder. The late Queen permitted Perks Field to host Decorex, the country's biggest interiors fair. More than 11,000 visitors flowed through the fields and the orangery that year without the sky falling in. During the 2012 Games, the space was hired to the Russian Olympic Committee. Bottom line, the royal lawns aren't museum pieces, they're assets leased, lent, and leveraged, provided the rules are tight and the neighbours aren't trampled in the process. So why the uproar now? 2 reasons. First, timing. London Fashion Week already stress tests the West End. Bolt on a high-profile palace runway and you magnify the spotlight and the logistics. Second, proximity. Perks Field backs onto some of the most security-sensitive, privacy-obsessed homes in the country. Diplomatic compounds and oligarch money sit door-to-door with blue plaques and old London discretion. If you live there, you pay a premium to hear birds, not bass. You want chauffeurs ghosting by, not gridlock and gigawatts. For the council, this is where it gets technical fast. Expect conditions, decibel caps, strict build strike windows, vehicle routing plans, marshaled drop-off zones, anti-idling enforcement, and a hard curfew. Waste contractors on site, not after. Light spill modeling. Security cordons that don't choke resident access. If the show proceeds, it will be because someone produces a traffic management plan so tight it squeaks and a noise profile that can be measured, monitored, and shut down in real time if it overreaches. Fashion loves spectacle, Kensington loves a spreadsheet. Where do William and Kate land in all this? Carefully in the middle. Perks Field is their garden in the public imagination, but permissions weave through the royal household and local authority frameworks. The Waleses aren't out there booking the lighting rigs. They are, however, the brand at stake if the night goes wrong. Their public image runs on purpose and polish, school visits that feel intimate, engagements that hum, not roar. A blow-up over noise and litter 2 hedges from their windows isn't the vibe. Equally, they know the power of opening royal spaces sparingly to showcase British creativity and raise funds or goodwill. It's a constant balancing act, monarchy as heritage, London as a living city. Burberry, meanwhile, has a reputation for buttoned-up production. They'll tout sustainability creds, noise abatement tech, and community liaison lines that ring at 11 p.m. if a generator hiccups. They have to, because there's a bigger industry lens here. London Fashion Week has been fighting for its footing against Paris and Milan. Iconic staging helps, but only if the host city feels respected, not steamrolled. A Kensington win, done right, says London is open and considerate. A Kensington mess says take your Balenciaga-sized headache elsewhere. And yes, the neighbours will fight their corner. A diplomatic mission tied to the complaint list changes the tone. It becomes about protocol as much as parking. Their leverage isn't just money, it's access. Residents there know the phone numbers to call and the right questions to ask. How many HGVs? What's the cumulative load on listed trees? Where's the emergency egress if Hyde Park Gate jams? How many radio channels are shared with Palace security? If those answers are fuzzy, the filing stack gets taller. Here's the irony that no one will say on camera. The very reasons fashion covets Perks Field royal proximity, postcard sightlines, legacy are the exact reasons locals bristle. This lawn is a stage that can make a collection immortal. It's also a backyard where children play and helicopters land. When those identities collide, the solution isn't louder speakers, it's sharper planning and smaller footprints. Watch for the tells in the days ahead. If you see a revised sitemap with fewer seats and more buffer, the negotiation worked. If the council posts additional conditions earlier end time, no amplified rehearsals, soft-wheeled plant only, that's the price of the postcode. If residents publish a hotline and a monitoring team with decibel meters, they're not bluffing. And if the runway quietly moves elsewhere at the last minute, that means the spreadsheets didn't sing. One more thing the headlines skip: Perks Field's dual legacy buys it unusual goodwill. People remember the air ambulance refueling and the speed it gave London's medics. People remember Decrex's elegant sprawl and a palace that felt welcoming rather than walled off. If Burberry can thread that needle, celebration without disruption, prestige without presumption, the neighbours might grumble, then shrug, and the story becomes London pulled it off again. If not, the aftertaste will linger long after the last look. So, where do you land? Is a world-class runway worth one carefully managed night in a royal backyard, or does Billionaires Row have a point drawing a red line at the hedge? Drop your take below, and if you live nearby, tell us what you're seeing on the ground: road closures, test builds, sound checks. We'll keep you updated as the council decisions drop and the tents go up, or don't.